All right.
It is time.
It is time. Today, our creature is the Loup Garou, which I was incorrect yesterday when I said it wasn't a werewolf. It is, sort of. First of all, something funny I found. Its name is a combination of French and Frankish. The word loup means wolf, and garou means wolf. So it's a wolf. It is a half-human, half-animal mythical beast that appears in French lore, beginning in the Renaissance period, perhaps even sooner. Naughty children or Catholics who did not practice Lent for 7 consecutive years may find themselves turned into one. So the Loup Garou is the form of werewolf that I actually talked about in a story that I wrote that someday I'll turn into a book, maybe, called Pupper. There is a type of werewolf. There's many ways to become a werewolf. One of those ways is to be cursed by the church for not being a good Christian, and this is that one. And it ended up becoming part of a Louisiana lore because in 1971, Louisiana Folklore Society publication, where the Loup Garou, spelled rougarou, appears as a calf struck by a motorist on the highway, and when the driver gets out of his vehicle, the calf has vanished, and an uninjured man, apparently a rougarou, is walking away from the spot where the creature was hit. So I guess it can turn into a calf? Unless that's a mistype.
Right, so let me get this straight. The rougarou is also known as rougarou?
Yes. Let's see. It turns into a beast at night. It resumes its human form when the sun comes up. There's various ways to protect yourself other than being on your best behavior. The beasts don't seem to be the brightest of beings, and they can be easily outsmarted. You need only lay 13 small objects like coins or beans by your doors and windows. An approaching rougarou will attempt to count the objects, but he cannot count higher than 12. He will be unable to count all the objects, which will confound it to the point that it won't stop trying to count them all, and will be so distracted that he will not enter your home. So I guess he's also a vampire, because that's how you stop vampires, is you throw things on the ground and they are compelled to count them. So that's interesting.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, I have a question. Right. Why? Okay, if that's a rule, why aren't werewolves and vampires like Omega from the Sonic 06 real-time fandom where it's like counting the sand?
Count all the sand. Yeah, well, I mean, that was something that they actually did tell people to do. Hello, Ferb. Sorry about that. I was tabbed over on the page talking about the Loup Garou, or the rougarou. That is something that people were told to do if they were being attacked by a vampire. They're like, oh, if you go out on the road at night, carry a pocket full of sand. Because you can throw it out and point and go, count it, and the vampire will go, shit, and start trying to count the sand, and you can leave. So you can.
So it's like a version of Swiper No Swiping.
Yeah, so it's vampires, and I guess this specific sort of werewolf have extreme OCD. They have a compulsion to count.
Upset as a compulsive demon.
Yeah. So it doesn't really say.
Oh my god! Oh
yeah,
my
that's
god.
why the count from Sesame Street counts things.
It's not just. Oh my god.
Yeah. The article doesn't say anything about how to kill it or stop it. It just says, oh, actually, this might be it. Oh yes, because it's the you've been a bad Christian one, so you actually don't stay a werewolf forever. You stay a werewolf for 101 days. And you can continue on with your life. There are some versions of the thing that then say that you are given then the opportunity to repent and pledge yourself to the church and Jesus and all that fun jazz, and if you don't, you get cursed again. That's where, of course, that one's like for 9 years, so that's like the 9 years werewolf. But it says here, it's a Vermilionville informational pamphlet for children. Says, the legend says that when a person comes into contact with a Loup Garou and sheds the blood of the beast, the Loup Garou will then... So you have to stab it, I guess. It doesn't say anything special, it just says you shed the blood. So I guess they're able to be hurt by anything. The Loup Garou will then change into its human form and reveal its secret. The victim then becomes a Loup Garou for 101 days. If the victim speaks at the encounter, To anyone, it becomes a loup garou, but if he remains quiet about it, he returns to his human form and continues on with his life. In the legends, the loup garou is said to be someone the victim knows, such as a jealous former friend. So, yeah. So throw beans at it, and don't talk to anybody about it, and tell them that you're a woof, and you'll be fine. So don't worry about it.
I've not heard a single word you said. I'm still taking in the revelation about the count.
He was too stunned to speak. All right, so let's get us a wolf. Get us some different wolves.
Also,
ooh, an entire sheet of different kinds of wolves.
And for some reason, I can't help but feel that the Rubaroo sounds like Lubric.
All right. So let's get started. So what am I going to do for this then? It seems like the loup garou or the roularou, it seems like it's unlike some myths where it's like a human that gets fluffy but doesn't really look like a wolf, or a person that just turns into a wolf. It seems like this one is distinctly a humanoid wolf. So it's the kind of werewolf that I always liked, because I never liked when it was like, oh, it's like the wolf man, where it's just, no, that's just that's a human that really needs to shave their face. They just look like a weird Sasquatch. They don't look like a wolf. So let's just go. Yeah. Oh god, or like that one MST 3K Mikey, I was a teenage werewolf. Which is not as exciting as it seems like it would be. Well, that one was like really disappointing. It's just like a dude finally deciding he was gonna go to therapy, but the therapist is actually an evil mad scientist or whatever that wants to increase his aggression. Or like channel this kid's natural aggression into like turning him into a wolf or some shit. I don't remember why. I think it was just to prove he could do it. I thought that was a polar bear for just a second. The Baffin Island wolf.
Yeah. Also, I just want to mention that you talking about reminded me that there's a meme about Moon.
Oh yeah, Moon. Yeah.
You guys ever heard?
Wolf. I have heard of the I was there when that began. I remember that. It was one of those pick a letter, find your wolf name by putting the letter of your first name and the letter of your last name and finding it on the sheet, and somebody went, oh my god, my first name begins with an S and my last name begins with an S. I am Moon. I am Moon. And it just spiraled out of control from there. The origin of Le Moon. Moon.
I did not learn about that until about a year ago.
It's okay. You don't have to be as terminally online as I am. Let's see. Let's see if I can, make this thing look creepier. I wonder what a wolf with mange looks like. Let's find a mange wolf. Mangy wolf.
The creepiest werewolf I've ever seen, I would have to say, would be the one from The Prisoner of Azkaban from Harry Potter.
I typed in swamp wolf and I got, otters. I actually got what really looks like... it really looks like the Zobershoe. I think we found it. We found the Zobershoe. Oh my god. Werewolves made of swamp water.
It's just a wolf.
It's just a wolf. Alright. Does a wolf with mange look funky? I mean, I bet it does, but... Wolf with mange. Giving anything Oh! Yeah! Oh, that'll looks some... I think I found where the inspiration for the loup garou came from. It's always something with mange, isn't it? We're like, where'd the cryptid come from? Creature with mange.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm not going to show any of the really nasty ones. This is reference enough. There's some really sad images if you look up anything with mange, but wolf with mange is quite sad. So, we'll base
it all just looks like enemies from Fallout.
Yeah, Ferb just said, is this Cryptober challenge just uncovering that all cryptids are just animals with mange? You know what? It might be. Because there's so many creatures that when you sit and you think about them, like if you look up a raccoon with mange, it looks like the chupacabra. So when people were like, oh, it was on its, it had a big head and it stood up on its back legs and it had spindly claws and scraggly, like maybe it had like little hairs or spines on it and these sharp little teeth and this sort of like weird nose. And it's like, oh, that's what it looks like when you shine a dim flashlight on a raccoon with bad mange. That's what it is. It's the chupacabra. So I guess you are correct, Ferb. This we have discovered that all cryptids are just animals with mange. Except for the ones that are snakes and aliens, I guess. But
Alex, like paranormal investigator.
Oh God, what's his name for the new Ghost files? They moved from BuzzFeed to their own channel. Who was that?
Oh.
Ryan and Shane. I'm trying to remember which one of them's a skeptic. I keep getting their names mixed up because every single time they talk and introduce themselves, it's one right after the other. So I'm like, shit, which one's Ryan? Which one's Shane? I want to say that Shane's the skeptic.
Shane is, yes.
Shane is the skeptic? Okay.
Yes, Shane is the skeptic.
Shane would love having me on for a cryptid hunt then, if anything. Like, it's like, so, the cryptid looks like this and blah, blah, blah. That sounds like a bear with mange. What? That sounds like a bear with mange. Here's a photo of a bear with mange. There's your big beastie. Oh. Well, now I'm just disappointed.
Paranormal investigators.
I don't know if they're going to go on cryptid hunts again, because they went to look for Bigfoot one time, but
Did they find it?
nope.
Yeah.
They also went looking for the Mothman once as well, and that's when they did the Mothman mating call into the...
Did they find him?
Nope.
Yeah.
I know. Like, aw. Wouldn't it be funny if I said, yeah, actually. It turns out it was a crane with mange.
Cool.
Yeah, they found him.
Cool.
It was a raccoon with mange.
Oh, cool.
Oh. Is the Mothman just a raccoon with mange?
So Mothman doesn't have wings.
I am resisting. Well, I guess it depends on who you talk to. To some people he's got wings, some people he doesn't. I don't know. I feel like he should. The original legend says he should, but
Mothman.
I wonder if humans can get mange. I think we can.
So this is actually in Fallout then, I imagine.
The Mothman? Oh yeah, the Mothman's in Fallout 76.
Yeah, because there's West Virginia before.
He's very cute.
West Virginia.
Oh, Ferb says, I will return anon. I have to see if there are some squishmallows at my local giant tiger. Ooh, I love squishmallows. Go, 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 go. They're so cute.
Oh.
That's where I got my squish shark. Well, not that store, but that's where I got my big pink squish shark. Got it from
Oh, that is interesting.
In Fallout?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It looks like a giant owl.
Yeah, but it's like a moth. It's got like the body of an owl. It's like the structure of an owl, but the body of a moth. And they're big and cute, and they hang out, and they get real happy if you do quests for them. Which really just involves collecting a bunch of dragonflies into one not dragonflies. fireflies into one location so that, so I don't know, so that it can, like, look at it glow. I think they like that.
Man, referred to as the Great Mothman, the Bright One, and God by cultists.
Dot.
Hello, this is God.
He gives you, like, psychic resonance when you make him happy. And I don't remember how it buffs you. I think it's, like, the Enlightened Mothman is the name of the creature. And I don't remember what his buff he gives you is. He's the one who really likes it if you bring him fireflies.
Mothman.
And of course, the game made the mistake of giving us cameras. So I have pictures of all of us hanging out with the Mothman. I also have pictures of all the times that I glitched an enemy into the wall because I love doing that. And some people may be like, oh, I can't believe this game has these glitches. And fuck you, I love them. I want to find them. I want to punt a Deathclaw and have it fight its way into the stratosphere. I feel accomplished when I've done that.
There's a Funko Pop made of the Mothman.
Does it actually look good, or does it just look like every other stupid Funko Pop? I'm sorry if you like Funko Pops and you like collecting them. That's awesome. Keep doing your thing. I can't stand them. They look basically like the same thing every time. There's only like a couple designs I've ever seen, one of which I own, which was the, oh, what's his name? Goose. Goose from the Goose Cat from, Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Because they have to make it look like a cat. So it doesn't just look like a blob with eyes. The same eyes. Again. But does that Funko Pop look good? Or does it just look like a blob with eyes?
Well, it's two different ones. The one that does look good, the other one is a bit more Funko Pop-ish.
Yeah.
I'm presuming the other one is. I'll go ahead and link in the chat garbage. The
Yeah.
wolf's coming out very nice.
I can't get this arm at the right angle. Why will it not? There we go. That seems better.
So that's the one that, you know, could do with some more detail. It just looks like Cousin It with the wings, really.
Which is really kind of what we expect Funko Pop to look like. Yeah, see, that one, though, actually doesn't look too bad because it doesn't look like every other Funko Pop. It actually looks like kind of like a little chibi Mothman. My only disappointment is that his little feelers aren't standing up, but then again, you know. Ooh, that one's cool. Oh, because that one's specifically the Fallout 76 Mothman. He looks actually pretty good.
Oh, so there's one. Oh, okay. So it's one that's just a.
Yeah, the first one is
Mothman,
just, yeah, a super simplified cryptid, and this one is like, oh, we had to actually base it on. We had to actually base it on. God, this poor wolf with mange looks so sad. I want to help him. I want to give him an oatmeal bath. No. Poor thing. We're gonna have kind of a sad-looking Wolfman. But it's important to touch on, actually, something that you brought up before, Mike, which was, you know, does the LOUP GAROU and the werewolf, does that cross over with something different that it shouldn't be compared to? And the answer to that was yeah. There's a lot of different creatures that fall under the category of werewolf. And it might be tempting to say that the Skinwalker is one of those things, but it's not. Because while some of the myths pieces sound similar, the defining factor is that werewolves except for when changed by modern media, the werewolf is a curse, and thus is evil. The native myth of the skinwalker, while a lot of times used as a villain, is not necessarily bad. And it is a power that an individual has. It is a strength. It's not a curse. And I think that it's specifically like bringing the spirit of the wolf into themselves and then pulling a skin over itself and becoming the wolf that way. Although there are some similarities to other werewolf myths like that, where becoming a werewolf involves putting on the skin of a werewolf, which is actually similar to the Selkie, because to become a Selkie, you put on the seal skin. And if you take the skin away, the Selkie and the werewolf both panic because their skin is missing. And I think something bad happens to I know that the Selkie may die if you don't give it back. They're compelled to, like, obey you because they need the skin. There's some myths that say returning the Selkie skin means that you have married them, so they get very upset if you take their skin. But the Skinwalker is not like that. And that's all I have to say about that.
Nice.
I'm just thinking, all I'm thinking of at the moment is like the 90s Iron Man thing. It's like, I am.
It is
This
really...
is basically what if it...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay, go ahead.
I was going to say that. Oh, you go ahead.
No, you first.
No, you.
No, you.
I was basically going to say, like... I was basically going to say that he's like a superhero in a sense.
Kind of. I mean, it's interesting to see, though, by comparing the two, how many similarities carry across different myths and beliefs. Again, like how when I was looking for cryptids, so many places were just like, nah, it's the Bigfoot again. I'm like, really? Again? Yes. There's also almost every single culture has some like mythical monster or belief in, like, and then, you know, like a thing that should be dead coming back to life to prey upon the living. Which might stem from an ancient fear of disease, if you think about it. Because sick people look real freaky.
If diseases result in zombies, then yeah, I'd be skeptical.
Which then again just brings us full circle to the fact that all cryptids are just animals with mange. Even the aliens from... Well, except for the Flatwoods Monster, we concluded that was definitely kids scared by a screech owl who pooped their pants and didn't want to tell people that is what happened. So they said that it was a monster that stank real bad.
That monster pooped in my pants.
No, someone pooped in my pants. While you were wearing them?
Pooped in my own pair of pants.
Yes. How? I don't know. But it's not mine. Doesn't that sound like a really specific and bizarre threat? It's like, if you don't stop it, I'm going to poop your pants.
Don't make me poop your pants.
Don't make me poop your pants.
Because I will.
I'll
do it.
I'll make your pants poop. Your pants.
I think that was also another gag on Mystery Science Theater. I just can't remember which movie was like, oh no, someone wet my pants. Oh, this poor Wolfie. He looks so sad. Should I put a cross around the neck of this wolf so that you all know he's Christian?
No, Oh no.
Say 3.
Rosary beads.
Rosary. Yes, say a Hail Mary and turn into a werewolf. We now know that is valid.
Catholic symbols.
Yeah, I want to go to the Pope and have him turn me into a werewolf. And be like, hey,
Oh god.
Pope? Yeah. I heard the church can make me a werewolf. Can you do that? Can you do me a solid?
I'm sorry, my child, but we don't do that anymore.
Is the current Pope German?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. I knew the last one was because when he died, people were like, you know, he was a Hitler Youth, right? And I was like, pardon? Back it up.
That's 2 popes ago.
Oh, that was 2 popes ago. I'm sorry.
But
I'm not up on my
also-
Pope lore.
Yeah, you need to brush up on your Pope lore, man.
I remember it specifically because of Mount William sketch. It was like, and all the elders of the church congregate and say, I'm ready. It's what we do, to really scare everyone. You give it to us really quick. What we do is we get a Nazi.
Oh my god.
I think there's something along those lines. Because I remember definitely using the word Nazi.
Does this mean then that you can pray to God and ask to be a werewolf? Can Jesus make me a werewolf? If I give the Pope the finger, will I become a werewolf? I'd have to convert, though, wouldn't I? I'd have to convert to Catholicism and then give the Pope the finger, and then I get to be a werewolf. It's a lengthy process.
There's plenty of goth people who are definitely using crosses as part of the book.
That's true. But if you don't believe in it, you can't be punished for it. At least that's the way things seem to be, since all the people who blaspheme the book that they supposedly believe in are definitely not getting punished. Why is it grabbing everything but the hand? I ask you. Did I? Oh, I inverted it. That's why.
As a regular blasphemer, I at least make an effort to be brushed up on my Pope lore.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a question.
About the Pope lore.
Since being a blasphemer turns into a werewolf.
Yes.
We are regular blasphemers. Is that why gentlemen like myself have neck beards? Is it like a slow?
Oh, so you're slowly
werewolf?
You're slowly turning into a werewolf, you think?
Maybe it's lost its power over time, and this is the result.
It could be. I mean, if you don't believe in the faith, you can't really be a blasphemer. But then again, if you're not a Christian, according to their faith, you're a blasphemer. So does this mean then that anybody who isn't Catholic or Christian is automatically able to become a werewolf, and we just don't know that?
It explains right of the neck beards. It could be, traveling over long distance kind of thing. Like it's like Wi-Fi. It's not too strong after like 100
Oh, we have to be in proximity to the Pope.
The closer you get to the Pope, the more powerful it becomes. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So then a Loup Garou would be at its most powerful in Rome.
Yeah, well, no, only if the Pope is there.
Oh, but only if the Pope is there, yes. Hanging out on the roof of the Pope's house is the most powerful place a werewolf can be.
Yeah, if you were
a Loup Garou could be.
If you were in the Pope's bedroom with the Pope,
you'd
literally just be a werewolf.
If you were sleeping next to the Pope, you'd be a werewolf.
This is going in a direction I was not expecting.
The Pope is next to the Pope all the time.
Does this mean the Pope is a werewolf? No, because he's Christian and he believes.
I don't know. There have been some blasphemous popes.
That's true. Maybe it's a test.
If he doesn't, that explains the Pope-mobile. We all think it's to keep him protected. Maybe it's to keep us safe from him.
Yes, in case he smells a cat, turns into a wolf, and runs away into the... I smell a sinner! Oh! I love it. I love this new lore we've created. And here I was
like
how this
concerned.
guy. Can I just say I love how this Pope, born in Argentina, raised in Germany, I believe, is now given a Southern accent.
Yes. I don't remember what the Pope hat looks like off the top of my head, so I'm just kind of guessing. There we go. Now he's the Pope.
Yeah, have I got this wrong?
Now he's a Pope.
The current pope, I don't think was raised in Germany. The current pope is pretty chill. I think he was like a social activist in Argentina.
Yeah, he's the one who said, "Come on, guys, we can't be scaring the gays away. God loves them."
Him with John Paul. Yeah.
Right, I swore that Francis was the German one.
Yeah, see, this is all because we're not up on our Pope lore. But we're
Yeah,
getting
we're
brushing up on it.
So I'm brushed up on my Pope lore.
Ah, yes. It comes with. Does the werewolf power come with the guilt? Is that where the guilt comes from? The guilt is stored in the werewolf.
No, because we've determined it comes from blasphemy, right?
Okay. Yes.
So the guilt staves off the werewolf.
Okay, so the Loup Garou cannot be defeated by silver bullets. It can only be defeated by normal melee weapons, beans, and guilt.
Yes, Catholic guilt.
Catholic guilt.
Specifically. You can feel and not be Catholic,
this
but
is true.
there is a specific form of guilt that Catholicism is good in instilling.
If you're Hindu and you feel guilty, that will not help you stop the Loup Garou.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Right.
We figured that out.
I'm glad that we figured this out.
We figured this out together.
I'm getting the current Pope mixed up with Benedict XVI, who is still alive.
I thought you were going to say Benedict Cumberbatch! I'm sorry! Getting the Pope mixed up with the current Pope mixed up with Benedict Cumberbatch isn't helpful. I'm so sorry. Please continue.
Just getting myself ready for my next role. That would be an odd sight to behold. Benedict Cumberbatch dressed up as the Pope.
I'm gonna play the Pope now. But a cool crime fighting Pope that wields a gun with a cross on it. Like
all right, let's type in Benedict Cumberbatch Pope and see what comes up.
Just like in I'm sure if you Google Battle Pope, you'll get something. Because there's a Battle Jesus
Lord.
and a Battle Santa. So
someone has photoshopped Benedict Cumberbatch's face onto Benedict XVI.
Yeah.
And they also put Nicolas Cage over.
That's because
lordy,
everything is better with Nicolas Cage.
All right, so this is a fashion choice made by Mr. Cumberbatch.
Oh dear. Ah, that is indeed. He looks like a camper, more Louisiana version of the Colonel from KFC in his youth.
I want a Pope to look like the Colonel from KFC.
Here in our church, we celebrate the 10 Commandments and the 13 herbs and spices.
The 13 herbs and spices that we must now apply to keep the werewolf at bay. In order to defeat the Loup Garou.
Is it 12 herbs and spices?
I don't remember. I don't know how many herbs and spices are in KFC. I don't... As though that would change things. I don't eat KFC, therefore I don't know. I don't know the current KFC lore. I don't know my Pope lore. I don't know my KFC.
11 herbs and spices.
Oh, 11. Yes. Well, that's considerably less than we were expecting. We thought it was 15.
Celebrate the 10 Commandments and the 11 herbs and spices.
So that's 1 and change herbs and spices for every commandment.
By the way, have you heard the story about KFC's Twitter profile?
You glitched, so I actually don't know what you said.
Have you heard the story about KFC's Twitter profile?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I know that they had a really
So-
weird Netflix thing that was just like a 1.5-minute commercial disguised as a film. That was 1.5 minutes long.
The Netflix Twitter account follows only 11 other accounts. They are the Spice Girls and 6 guys named Herb. So together, 11 herbs and spices.
That's funny.
The first guy who noticed this and said so to KFC got a painting shipped to him of him riding piggyback on the back of the Colonel.
What the fuck? Why?
From KFC.
For what
I'll find
reason?
you the painting.
Oh god.
I guess they just wanted to make it big, right?
I guess they were like, congrats, you got it. We gotta give them something. It's a great opportunity to promote ourselves.
Yeah. Here's the portrait.
Oh. Oh no. No, that's upsetting.
You just know that this was in Colonel Dating Simulator somewhere.
Oh, probably. They've done so many strange things to try and promote their brand. At least it's not as bad as what happened over in Japan for some reason.
What?
They kept they kept replacing the Colonel with Hitler. Because they thought he was cute. Because they thought he was cute. So they had little statues of Hitler out in front of the KFC, wearing the little apron. And when people asked, they're like, oh, it's just a cute little guy. And people are like, that's Hitler. And they're like, who?
Yeah.
Wait, whoa,
Likely story.
whoa. They didn't know who Hitler was?
History
Yeah,
class
they-
is optional. So is math.
They don't that, and also, I mean, think about it. We don't really view the flag of with the rising sun the same way.
Yeah.
That we view the Nazi flag,
Yeah.
and it's the same thing for them.
Yeah. They don't get it.
They a lot of Asian countries don't like the rising sun flag.
But we as
But,
Westerners
it-
never encountered that, so we don't. We're like, okay, whatever.
At least not in the same way that they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's been interesting. Like, I've asked people in work this question, and it's sort of like, it's nice. I came across when I was just trying to make up like trivia questions. One of them was, all right, who were the three nations that made up the Axis powers during World War II?
Mm-hmm.
And everyone says Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Some people guessed Japan. Some other people said Russia. No one remembered Italy.
I mean, I
I
did,
do.
but
I mean, you'd think they
But,
would, considering there was a weird
definitely
anime
there were-
about that.
there are a few other countries that were also aligned, but yeah.
Yeah, but those are the big three, weren't they?
Yeah, the big three.
Yeah.
Oh, the trailer for the Super Mario Brothers movie has dropped.
Oh, finally? Because people were saying, like,
Hell yeah.
we ain't seen anything about that. I'm gonna have to watch that after just to see how
Jack
bad
Black
it
as
is.
Bowser. Can't wait.
I'm going to give it a quick watch now because I want to.
So
Everyone
concerned.
can capture my like reaction as I hear Chris Pratt is Mario.
Oh god. You know, it'd be really funny before y'all watch that. It'd be really funny if he was playing Mario, but his voice was dubbed over by the guy who plays Mario in the video game.
That would be funny. That I would watch.
I'm scared. Okay. I think that my basic Loup Garou is done. A sketch of this guy.
Yeah.
I think he looks pretty good. Kind of mangy and screwed
Gross.
up.
Not cool.
And sad.
Very
There we go.
strong visuals here.
Give him some bags under his eyes. Alright. Got a little bigger. So now we can draw the cute version of it. Let's see. What kind of pose should he be in? I know what pose he should be in. Internet, bequeath me with the image I asked for. Even though you are lagging, because for some reason, OBS hates you. Don't know why. Doesn't hate video games. Hates the internet. Hates the internet, hates Photoshop. Like that I looked up an image of a puppy scratching their ear, and the first thing I get is, my dog has horrible ear mites! I'm like, oh, please don't do this. Right.
Oh, trailer's over with. Very strong visuals, very strong presence of Bowser. We hear Jack Black as him. We hear two very short lines of Chris Pratt as Mario. That
That
makes
just
me
sound like
wonder.
Chris Pratt. He's not even
Sounds
doing
like Chris Pratt talking a little bit higher and a little bit more New Yorker.
He said he wasn't gonna do an accent, so
I'm not gonna do an accent.
I'm not
gonna do an
doing
accent,
it.
you see?
I'm not doing
I'm
an
not
accent.
doing an accent. This is just Mario.
It- it's a little bit a New York Italian, like in certain parts. Like I don't know what it's gonna be like for the final thing. It felt like he was talking sort of like this for the first line. Then he was like, "We're going to the Mushroom Kingdom."
The fuck?
I mean, I'm fine with him doing an accent. Like I like the Brooklyn Mario, so
Yeah, I'm fine with that too. I'm just sick and tired of people hiring celebrities to do the voices in shit instead of actual voice actors, because let me tell you something, there is definitely a difference.
Yeah, like
well, he has experience
Jack-
doing voice acting before, so
Is it any good?
because he played Emmett in the Lego Movie.
Huh.
He played the main character in the Lego Movie. I thought he was pretty good in that. Look, like I don't like Chris
Yeah.
Pratt, but he's not like an awful actor or anything. He's got a limited range, but I mean,
yeah,
he's
it's
good
like
for.
I don't get why they. Right, this is going to fuck me the day I die. I do not get why they hired him to play Garfield.
For the same reason that they keep hiring all kinds of celebrities to do all sorts of things that you think about and you're like, why did you hire them for that? It's for the name.
But here's the thing:
The
If you
latch.
want-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
if you want a breakout actor from Parks and Rec to play Garfield, go with fucking Nick Offerman. He's perfect.
But is
That
he
is
in the?
true.
But is he famous and in the limelight for Guardians of the Galaxy?
He
No,
he
but
he
people
has
still
he even looks like a human Garfield.
He probably also
know-
hates
I love only
Mondays.
two things. I hate Mondays, but I love lasagna. I hate John. The government. That pretty much is like he has particular like Ron Swanson is a lot like Garfield. He has very particular food groups, and he just hates certain things. In Ron Swanson's case, it's just meat that he loves instead of lasagna. Instead of Mondays, he hates the government.
I don't think you understand. I want all of the eggs. All
of the
have.
eggs.
Wait a minute. I just want to go ahead and make sure of something. When I said I want all the ham and eggs, I meant all the meat, bacon, and eggs that you have.
Holy fuck, I'm gonna feel like shit tomorrow. That's okay with me. Whatever happens, man, I don't want to lose you as my friend. I promise. I will never be your friend. No matter what. Ever.
The weird romance song from the other day is back.
I love you. I love you. I never hurt you on purpose. I don't care. I don't care.
It's two people having a very strange conversation, this song. I feel like the relationship isn't going to end well, based on hearing it. But yeah, most celebrities getting cast in stuff that seems strange is usually because they got...
Power. Yeah.
Yeah, they got...
It's just to advertise the movie, because there are plenty of people who'll be like, oh, Chris Pratt is in this, and he was in the
I remember him
Avengers. I
from...
like that.
Yeah, I remember him from playing Star-Lord, and now he's in this other thing for kids. I'll take my children to that.
And his character in Parks and Rec was pretty funny, but
yeah, like, oh, and I remember him when I saw him in that.
Ron Swanson is definitely my personal favorite character in Parks and Rec.
And I remember Garfield from when I was a kid. This'll be great. And he'll give
I'll take my kids, and your kids will be bored out of their mind because Garfield is actually not for children.
Strangely enough, yeah, a lot of those comics were
I'm not
not
saying
for
it's
children.
inappropriate for children. Children
It's just
will be
not
like,
kids'
I
humor.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
like taking your kid to go see Dilbert.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that it's inappropriate for children. It's just that they won't understand.
They aren't gonna get
humor.
why you're laughing. Yeah.
Dilbert is funny though.
Yeah. If only Scotch Gerald was.
It's like how when we were kids we hated Squidward, but now that we're adults, we're like, oh my god, I get it. I get it.
Squidward is my spirit animal.
Yeah. It's like, oh my god, man, I understand completely.
It all started the day I was
Wait, did you say Scott Fitzgerald?
What?
Scott Gerald?
I thought you. Oh, okay. I thought you said Scott Fitzgerald. I was like, what does he have to do with Dilbert?
You have to be stupid somewhere else.
Oh, this is why it looks weird. I have it backwards. We had the foot facing the wrong way, but we almost have it. Don't worry. Don't worry, I'm a professional. I will fix it.
Squidward quotes that say, I don't care. Squidward, make me up when I care. I order the food, you cook the food, the customer gets the food. We do that for 40 years, and then
we die. We'll do it for 40 years, and then we die.
Please come again when I'm not working.
Daring today, aren't we, sir?
Daring today, aren't we, sir?
There we go.
You're right.
Yeah, just peeved. I hate the internet. Comcast. All right. Let me turn the music back on.
Like nothing.
Hopefully it won't do weird things. Okay. Let me turn this off also. There we go. Hoi. Hopefully the people who were here will come back, but if they don't, I understand. They probably think it all went to fucky. Also, sorry for the rustling. I grabbed toast while I was downstairs. Anyway, what did I miss? What you guys talking about?
We were talking about things that would change in D&D.
Yeah, like I was saying, like, I agree a little bit with, like, the D&D one's decision of changing, you know, crits from monsters from being, like, you know, instant, you know, the same as you guys getting, like, you know, double damage, but I would change it around a bit, similar to the thing you've done. Instead of giving each monster a unique ability, I would give the DM the option of choosing from 6 different effects, and these would be those 6.
Jeez. Ah.
Sort of going with the logic that a particularly good spell would be its own addition.
Not bad, although I think, I don't know, I think that there's something good about the monster being able to hit just as hard as you, because then there's a level of risk.
And I think I would definitely bring it in for later levels, but lower levels, I think, yeah, I see what. Again, roll damage with advantage. I will change that around to just the regular, you know, double damage thing. But the DM gets to decide whether they do that or not. Or if they want, they can just roll another dice. Yeah. Yeah, I like that cute little boy there.
Thank you.
Looks a little bit rough.
He's scratching his ear because it's itchy.
So he's not a full woofer. Would that make him a subwoofer?
Maybe. Mike's the sound guy. You'll have to ask him.
I am.
So what do you think, Mike? Subwoofer?
Always subwoofer. Gotta get that bass.
So is this pup a good subwoofer?
Damn it.
Bass in him when he gets bigger. Yeah, we got you. No, but here we got bass.
Oh, good. The microphone isn't picking me up eating. Thank goodness. I'm not a fan of hearing that, and I don't know many people who... Well, there are probably some people who are. I mean, people like mukbangs.
That's what I have to say. That's somebody's thing. It ain't mine. I think that's somebody's thing. Oh, you know.
Encoder overload. Encoder overload. What? CCs. I don't see what it is talking about. I don't know what it's talking about. It said consider turning it down. My bitrate here is 60 frames a second. It seems to be fine. It's just... Okay. Whatever. Seems fine to me. It doesn't seem to be crashing on the other end.
Stream's still going.
Hmm.
Ferb has returned, but with no marshmallows. I'm disappointed in you, Ferb.
I have not seen any comments by Ferb yet. But I may have temporarily disconnected when I was fiddling, so...
Oh, I do apologize. Squishmallows, not no marshmallows.
I'm sure I'll see the comments eventually the next time Ferb types something. Just for some reason, I don't see it. It looks like it disconnected me from the chat room when my thing freaked out for a while.
It is unfortunate. Like,
What's
like
up?
physics.
I like physics. Do I?
Well, you like him. Oh, I think you.
Well, maybe I'll turn it down for the next
Okay.
stream. I don't know.
We shall see.
Don't know.
Everything okay?
I just don't know what it was talking about when it went encode overload. Yeah, there it goes. Turn down video setting or use a faster encoding preset. What are you talking
That's weird.
about?
Hey, anyway, what was I saying?
Looks like it's the NVIDIA
I saw
code.
this thing earlier, which got me thinking. So, you know how, like, a baseball pitching machine works, don't you? This has, like, a ball between two spinning wheels, and it checks it out really fast.
Let's see if this helped. I don't know. Don't know.
Hello? Can people hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Sorry, I am multitasking right now. I'm also working on some
Yeah, I was
stuff.
trying to see if I could fix the
Oh.
stream being weird.
Sorry, my mistake. Sorry.
It's okay. It looks alright. Seems okay. I don't know if it needs to be restarted for that to take effect, but it didn't say it did, so I'm going to assume it's fine. Can I see messages in the chat? I see my messages. If one of you is in the stream, can you just
go
type
ahead.
testing?
Right.
Okay, there we go.
That's yeah.
Okay, good. It works. Thank you.
No problem.
Good. Thank you. Well, whatever I did seems to have made it happy. Hi, Ferb! Just trying to make sure that the stream wasn't going bananas. Because I lost the internet, and then after that, OBS started acting funny. And I was like, oh no. Kept saying that my encoder was overloaded. And I don't know how to make that not be a thing happening. So I turned it down, question mark? And it seems to be okay now. The video quality hasn't dropped. It's still 60 frames a second, so...
$60 per second. I've never used to be looking to get, 6,000. Oh god, I can't do math. I never used to be looking to get 5 frames a second.
So how did your adventure to the store go? Verb. I just realized I need to specify. Verb.
What did you find on the quest?
Did you find the things you sought?
Did you venture on to the Mata Wall?
No squishmallows. I don't think my local store stocks them anymore. They still have some from Valentine's that they cannot sell. Yeah, I've seen some of those in my drugstore too. Oh well. I'm sure if you look online you can find them, but...
Yeah, possibly been down a day considering it's been like 8 months since Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Just to make sure I'm not getting a fool of myself here. So I'm assuming squishmallows are indeed edible.
Squishmallows are stuffed animals.
Ah, gotcha. So you don't need to worry about the expiry date.
Yeah. As far as I'm aware, the Squishmallow toy does not expire. They're called that because they're like squishy marshmallows. They're nice and soft.
Mm. Kind of good question for you, Alex. If I gave you the task of making a D&D character to play, and telling you that that character had to be a total dick, what would you make them? What race, what class?
I don't think race really matters. But if we really want to go an asshole who thinks or does have the moral high ground is always frustrating. So, I guess an Osmir, a light-aligned Osmir, lawful good, probably paladin. Somebody with a stick up their ass on a mission from God.
Paladin. Have you heard the good news?
And they'd be the kind of person who sticks to the old school rules of D&D, where all X is bad. They'd be constantly walking around looking for undead to murder.
Someone that insists that if you roll a natural one, you should take damage.
I mean, that's more the player being a dick, but yeah. That is the kind of person, or rather the kind of character I would create. If that was my task.
Ooh, another thing I'll add to my reply to the initiative order video thing is another thing, and this is actually something that happened in the game that Alex and I played last night. Is separating the party. Like making it so that certain party members are unable to in combat. It's really good. Making it so that certain party members can't affect other party members or their enemies.
Oh yeah.
That's always interesting.
Thankfully, the person who got stuck last night, separated from the party, was a person who could handle that. It still wasn't good, but...
I mean, it's still... We didn't have access to that character for a while.
And they had a puzzle to solve in order to get out. So that's always good.
So,
puzzle solving with the threat of death hanging over you.
No pressure.
Yeah. Our DM is actually very good at balancing that because he has us take on some pretty tough enemies. And we always seem to be getting through it by the skin of our teeth, so... And we've also been facing a moral dilemma because we just discovered that one of our party members, who we paused the big important mission to go bring back to life when he got killed by accident, in his absence became a warlock. Specifically for an entity that wants to come into our world and do God knows what, and nothing we say can convince him that this is not a good person he met. And that they're not the one who actually brought him back to life. So we actually had to sit there and had a very serious debate over the course of two sessions whether or not we should kill him. And we concluded that we would put a pin in that and take care of it once we beat the evil undead army. And that once that was over, if he started building a horrible evil gateway, then we'd kill him.
At least something to think about.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Well, it's not really a quandary for Gree.
Yeah, it's not a quandary for Gree. It's frustrating for Thunder because, you know, the party is, well, not family, but she was raised where it was like, you know, the group is supposed to be like family. So the fact that somebody that she fought so hard to bring back might be evil and have just been perfectly fine with that from the get-go makes her feel foolish, so she's quite upset.
Other things to try, like you could lock them away in a cage.
Well, but he's been given supernatural powers, so...
True. You can always try and like take his magic away from him.
Rip his soul out again and put it in a bottle.
It's an option.
Coding overload. It's doing it again. So I guess I'll have to look up the best way to do encoding settings because I told it to figure it out by default and it did, and apparently it's making it mad.
If you want to be merciful, what you do is you get some iron mitts, like iron mitts that are used for protection. You place them on both of his hands, and then you put out a big old nail through that hand so that he can one magic spells. And then you rip out his tongue so he can't talk anymore, and then you've been merciful to him.
I see.
No problem. Or you simply ask for some divine intervention.
Well, I mean, that's something that we could do, but the only god we currently have access to, his response is probably going to be, well, has he started building the thing yet? No. Alright, well, it's not a problem unless he does. So if he starts building it, then, you know, do something about that. Which the cleric in his employ is not a fan of. He doesn't like that. So... And I can understand why, because it might mean that by then he's amassed a following of sorts. So we have to keep him from witnessing. He's not allowed to witness. Getting tired?
A little bit.
Okay, well, we'll be done in about 30 minutes. So.
No, I gotta stay up and finish a voice acting project in any case. Just the editing and splitting of files.
Oh, if I'm taking up time away from that, feel free to go and take care of it.
No, don't worry. I'm multitasking.
Okay.
It's a perfectly viable option for someone with ADHD.
It is, as long as you know how to manage it. For me, I use timers. It can be frustrating. Like, even if it's something you want to do, if you have to do it for a certain amount of time, it makes your brain itch. Like doing this stream, part of it makes my brain itch, because it doesn't like that I have to be here for 2 hours. Even though this is exactly what I would be doing, even if I wasn't streaming. But now it comes with conditions. You can't get up and just do something else for a few minutes.
Well, you're not just
And
drawing; you're also performing.
This is
So-
also true.
I have a ton of paperwork that I need to do. I'm working on dreading literally just fumbling through names, trying to see if I can read someone's handwriting, inputting it, and then logging all the people that are missing that don't think that I have basic training at all.
I hope they're paying you extra for that.
No, that's well, yeah. For being a coach, a workplace coach, I get about 40 pounds extra a week.
I hope that that's a lot.
Basically, it means I get for each day of coaching I do, I get paid an extra hour.
Does the training take an hour?
Training potentially takes all day.
They should be paying you a day's worth then.
So what they do is they give me the basic pay, which is about 10 pounds an hour,
Mm-hmm.
and then when the day's over, they add on an extra day, an extra hour for nothing.
I still think you should be paid a lot more if you're teaching other people and that's your job now, but yeah, Ferb gets it. Ferb says, streaming. Can't get up, can't move around, must stay seated, stuck in place, but glued. Yes. Yes, you understand. And even though, again, that's exactly what I would be doing,
Most
can't.
places don't want to part with money.
I know they don't, and that's why you should find a different job. I mean, I say that to everybody. I know it's easier said than done, but, you know.
This is a particularly shitty example. Used to pay extra for people who were fire wardens, forklift truck drivers, and first aiders. They got rid of all of that. So now you're trained on that stuff, and it's specialized work, but you don't get paid any extra for it.
That's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I hate capitalism.
Yeah. People seem to love it, though. Greedy people, rather.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why I hate it. Because it's an entire system that only benefits people who are greedy. It does not benefit anybody else. It only benefits the people in charge. It does not benefit their workers. As a matter of fact, it is a direct detriment to their workers because their workers can't do anything about the abuse they suffer.
True.
And yes, I'm a filthy socialist.
Mhm.
Don't like it, stay mad. I have your best interest at heart. If you don't like that, be mad about it.
Communism.
Communism is not the same as socialism, but
I mean,
they're similar.
Look,
they both kind of have the same goals, but
Yeah, but they are different.
let me tell you
Uh,
something. As a Republican,
kind of.
I know the left
There are
better
few.
than anyone.
I mean, I hope
There are
that they
few different.
are because you're
differences, but not
you're the
many.
one who gave me grief when I was just using the words interchangeably. You're like, no, they're two separate things.
I just said there are differences. It's just
Okay.
they're not really meaningful
Oh,
at the end of the day.
well,
It largely has to do with how you want to achieve
I see.
the end goal.
Let's see.
There's nothing. There are differences, but not the really meaningful ones, like libertarianism.
Yeah, I want things to be different, but I don't actually want to change anything because change is spooky.
It's a fun.
People should just
Yeah.
be nice. And I'm like, I know they should, but you need to have something to guarantee that they'll stay nice.
Person directly, that one seemed really fun, but when you meet an actual or see an actual libertarian, that's
I am an actual libertarian.
you count yourself the same as like the beans head guy.
No, I am a real libertarian in that I don't want a large state.
I would agree with that.
Those
But
kind of
to some people, government and state are the same thing. They're not
They're
the same
not.
to me.
A state government should
Yeah,
be
but also-
overseeing affairs of the state itself that are too oh god, what is the word? Too tedious for the overarching government. But it's a government's job to govern and govern
Well,
by
a state is a class that benefits from the government. So like,
yeah.
you know, and in the US's case, a lot of rich people benefit from the government.
Yeah, they do. I don't like it.
So yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
not really into the politics though.
Yeah. Yeah, now's not really the time for that. We're drawing cryptids.
I am kind of. Nah, I'll bring it up later. So, Alex, I think you said your favorite werewolf design was the one from Van Helsing.
My favorite werewolf design is the one that was in the Dungeons and Dragons handbook for the Monster Manual, and I forget which version it's for. But it looks like a wolf standing on a more humanoid body. It's kind of like in the design for this thing, except it didn't have mange. This one had been a woman of some kind because she still had long hair and she had some trappings left over from her non-wolf form, but that was the werewolf design that I liked. I don't the one from the Van Helsing movie is actually really well executed. I like watching that transformation sequence. It's really good. Even if the movie itself was pretty rough. Pretty rough.
Yeah, it's just I think the word for that one is schlock. Good luck. The wolf.
Of course, that's the one I saw when I was a kid, so. The D&D book, Werewolf. I can look the
All
picture.
I'm seeing here is from.
A second, I'll find it.
All I'm getting is furries.
Come on now. Here we go, werewolf. Let's see if I can find a picture of it when it decides to load. Why is Windows Media Player open? Go away. Ah, here she is.
Shit like that.
Yeah, hold on a second. Copy. Doodly-doo-doo. And I'll copy the image and I'll post it in here for people to see.
Okay. It's a
Turn
good
this-
design.
So, this wolf here was the werewolf design I really liked that I first saw as a kid in the Dungeons and Dragons monster manual, specifically for were creatures. So, that is when Alex decided that werewolves were cool. I was also very happy because it was clearly a girl werewolf. And I was like, look at her, she's so fucking badass. I love it. So.
It's the word. It's the word.
Hmm?
I was just gonna. It's the wolf. It's the wolf.
Oh, by the way, Mike. I did some Genshin this morning because I almost had 10 wishes. And I got Sino.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Hey. Now I can go back to stocking up on them for when Nahida is available because she looks amazing. There's actually a lot of interesting ones coming up that I want. I feel like, about Nilou, but I do want Dea. She'll probably be a 5-star, though. Alhaitham might be good. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of his design, but he does have a mesh shirt, and he's very buff. So, you know, he might be nice.
Sexist.
Yeah. No.
Ara's meat. Sorry. Ara's men just meat to you. Ara's meat's just meant to you.
Sometimes. I'm not a vegetarian.
Oh my god.
I'm glad you liked that response. I'm not a vegetarian. So.
No, I'm vegetarian, so I'm eating my meat.
But Nahida looks adorable, and her fighting style looks fun. Plus, her kit seems to be a JoJo reference, and I like that. We need to watch more JoJo.
JoJo, no.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. If you've not watched it, David, you should.
I really think AAA developers should just start doing soft launches, like early access launches.
You mean betas?
I don't understand. No, because that's a different thing.
That's true.
Like early access, you're still like anything can change. With a beta, your assets are done.
Oh, that's true.
The reason I say this is because apparently Overwatch 2 has been having massive server problems.
Yeah, that seems to be par for the course for any Blizzard game. If you don't expect it to have major server problems the first few months it comes out, in some cases, I don't know what to tell you. They have always been like that.
Doing a soft launch I think would have been better, in my opinion.
Oh, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I'm just saying that at this point in time, if anybody who's a fan of Blizzard, who knows full well that nothing about them has changed at all, is surprised that it's crashing, I have news for you. It's always been that way.
It's not that people are surprised that it's crashing. They're surprised because they are using the same server infrastructure that they had for Overwatch 1. So that means that something really wrong happened. Because that's the reason why they ended Overwatch 1. Like, they turned off Overwatch 1. So it's all Overwatch 2.0 now.
On the same servers, yeah.
It's just really strange that it happened in this way. It's not just Blizzard games. Every online game has that moment where they have to spin up new servers because they just weren't expecting the load.
When the real stress test begins. I mean, you can do your best to stress test, but
you can't have perfect knowledge of how a launch is going to be. But it's just surprising that it happened in this way. Like, it seems to be having netcode issues.
Because by all accounts, nothing should have really changed. But
the reason I think that it would be better, I think it'd actually be better overall because so many AAA games these days have so many moving parts.
Yeah.
I don't think it's possible to launch a feature complete AAA title, especially one that has like online components, like persistent components. Like, it works for Elden Ring because Elden Ring isn't designed to have constant live updates, right? But if you're designing a game that has constant live updates, I feel like doing a soft launch would be the best course of action.
Yeah, I agree.
Because then you're setting low expectations.
Yeah, I think you're basically saying what I said a while back, like, which is that early access stuff is the way to go, like stuff like Minecraft, and Subnautica.
I agreed with you when you said that back then. I'm seeing more and more examples of it. Like, really needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just go ahead and release like the next God of War, and it's just like one chapter a month.
Jesus.
I mean, in that case, obviously you gotta do it, full on in one go. But other things, you could absolutely do it as a slow burn. Imagine if you did on like a GTA 5 sort of game.
Yeah.
It's
Or
like you unlock the chapters as it goes along, or something, or part of the city.
well, there's I don't know what specifically they do differently, but I know that at least from what I've heard, that Final Fantasy, oh my god, 14?
7?
11? What the hell is the Final Fantasy 14 is the online one. I forgot for a moment what version it is. But from what I understand, they don't seem to have that kind of server collapse. There is some stress.
They've had some rough patches.
Yeah, well, there's some stress at first when everybody who'd popped out of the game while they were waiting for the update comes back, and the servers go, "Oh, Nelly!" But they don't seem to have crises the way that well, it's the only other MMO that I've played for a long time, so I have to use an example.
They had a crisis
but wow.
when they launched the most recent expansion.
Oh, they did?
Like people weren't able to play the most recent expansion for
okay.
like a month.
Oh, okay.
I'm surprised you didn't read about this.
I had not heard about that, strangely enough.
Yeah, I mean it's because
you'd think I would have
reasons outside of their control, but I mean it's the same thing for Blizzard for the most part.
Yeah, although
like Blizzard has problems, but not because of that. They have solid tech infrastructure for the most part.
I think that the only time something like really egregious happened on launch was Warlords of Draenor. The launch for Warlords of Draenor was a disaster. And
that was around the same time that Diablo 3 came out, right? Because Diablo 3 had a really rough launch too.
So yeah. I don't want to say no, but it was probably...
It's in Diablo... I think Diablo 3 came out 2010, 2011, around that time frame.
I think so.
I think it's around the same time that Warlords of Draenor came out.
Yeah, I think so.
Man, that was over 10 years ago. Jesus.
I know. But the most egregious thing that happened there was that for a very long stretch of time, people's and it was essential to go there. You could not proceed into the rest of the world without it. You couldn't go into your garrison. But you had to, or you couldn't go anywhere else. So people were attempting to, they'd walk into it, the cutscene would start, and the entire game would just shit. Or some people who had unlocked it previously before whatever the hell it was that set it off happened, and I think this happened... Yeah, this is what happened to me. Not as long as some other people, but this happened to my character is... I was on a griffin flying into my garrison. The griffin landed, and I did not dismount. And I just stayed there. I couldn't move, I couldn't tap on anything, couldn't fly anywhere else. I was there. Sitting there. And I couldn't do anything. And the reason that was so egregious is that apparently whatever it was that caused it was a known issue that people who had been beta testing had been telling Blizzard about over and over for literally months, and they hadn't done anything about it. And that's why people got so angry when that occurred, because they knew that it was a problem. And I think it was the only time that I'm aware of, at least while I was playing, that they refunded some people's money. We got like a month free. And that was it. Well, Ferb has impulse bought a Squishmallow frog and owl. Well, at least Squishmallows aren't terribly expensive. They're good. They're relatively inexpensive. You just gotta... It's like, my policy is you have the money to spare and you have a place and or purpose for it. Oh, the shipping was bad? Oh, I hate that. Okay, that's not good. The shipping being terrible is not... Nope. No bueno. No bueno. it sucks especially because a Squishmallow doesn't weigh that much, you know? So it's not even like it's a by weight thing, it's just, this is what the shipping is. It's like, great, so I've paid twice the amount of what the Squishmallow costs to ship it to me. Thanks. Ugh. I'm in Canada, so I guess Squishmallows have a harder time getting up here for physical sale. Oh, yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. That sucks. You know, when I was a kid, I didn't understand importing things, so I always wondered why a magazine costs almost twice as much in Canada as opposed to here in the US. Because I'd flip around and I'd like a magazine, I'd look at the barcode to see, like, you know, how much it was so I could buy it. And it would be like, oh, it's 9 something or other in the US, $20 in Canada. I'd be like, why is it $20 in Canada? And I think my dad...
$1,000,000.
I believe that is actually what my father said to me. Because I guess he didn't know how to explain import fees to a kid.
Canadian dollar.
He'd be like, well, that's just what it costs in Canadian dollars. And I'm like, so Canadian dollar
The
is...
Virgin Canadian dollar and the Chad American dollar.
Like, more than American? He goes, well, it costs more. And I'm like, oh, okay. Huh. That's weird. I still feel I would have understood, though, if he said, well, the reason it costs more is that the magazine isn't made in Canada, so it costs them extra money to bring it up there, so they charge them more for it, because they have to pay for the driver. And I'd have understood that. I'd have gone, oh, okay. But instead, I was sitting there trying to figure out how the different money exchanges worked, and I was a bab, so I didn't understand that. I was like, how can $1 cost different just because it's over the... Because I didn't understand they were both called dollars, but they were different currencies. Like, I don't get it. Why?
I do think that our great brothers and sisters up in the the Canadian North should adopt the one and only American dollar, the OG.
But then they don't get their wonderful maple scented money.
There's some maple centaurs.
I mean,
and I propose scenting it in other scents as well.
Other tasty smells.
Yes.
Like hamburger. Yeah.
Yes.
Simultaneously, like hamburger.
Hamburger.
Hamburger. Oh, I think the playlist stopped. It did. Let's do this one. This one is called the Autumn Train Ride Lo-Fi for Witches. So here it is. I also like Squishables. I have a bunch of Squishables. And every once in a while, I see another one that I want, and I'm like, I can't get in. Oh, but I want it. Oh, but I can't have it now. I don't have the extra money to do that, and I don't have enough room. Just look at the pile of them on my bed, and I'm like, oh, man.
Well, in that case, the answer is easy. Rubber bank attendance. It's not tough being a man.
Build another bookcase, be a man. Hold up your boss, be a man. Join a union, be a man. Oh, if I may, I can show a picture of my current Squishmallow collection. Yes, please! I want to see them. I want to see the mallows.
I will be back in a minute.
Okay. Ah, here we go. Let me see. Hey, Mikey. Have a look at my screen. This is the Squishmallow collection. I'm showing it to everybody on the stream. Here it is. Look at them! They're so cute! Is the one on the right the frog? I hope so. Yes. It's so cute. I love the little sloth, and there's a crab, and a little porcupine. They're so cute. It makes me think of the Zhao plush. I'm pretty sure I can't buy that anymore. But I did stare longingly at the giant version for a while. Oh, the big one is iguana that I have named Dumpty. The frog and the owl need to be shipped to me. Yes. I don't know why I forgot that it needed to be shipped to you, and I'm like, clearly you've already got it.
I have acquired it.
I have acquired.
Via light.
You wouldn't immediate arrival. You wouldn't 3D print a frog, would you? You wouldn't download a frog. Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
Hell yeah, I would.
Hell yeah.
I'd download all the frogs.
Oh god. What is that stupid... I don't know why it took me this long to find out about this, but I heard it in a Yogscast thing that I watched today that you need to watch with me because it was really funny. But they were talking about yes, a frog bit a small bifty with 4 legs. Yes. He's Hans Boopy. But they were talking about the stupid monkey NFT cartoon and how the whole thing's been thrown into chaos because somebody else stole the NFT. So now they own the rights to the whole show, but the person who originally
You stole my fake thing.
Yeah, and now
Duplicate.
yeah, and now the person who stole it has sold it to another person who sold it to someone else, and nobody knows who that is now, but they own the show, so the show has ground to a halt. And
Nothing is truly fungible.
yeah. And I don't know if it's the same one
I guess non-fungible in this case.
I guess, yeah. I don't know if it's the same one that I was that was on before, the one that got so butthurt about people on the internet making fun of it that they put them in the episode being, like, tortured. And the guy from Mother's Basement was in there, and he was so excited that he was in the cartoon that he called his mom. Yeah. That he called his mom on stream when he found out and was like, "Mom, I'm in a TV show." And she's like, "What show?" And he told her basically what it is. And he's like, "And I did a review on it talking about how bad it was. And it got them so mad that they put me in the show." And she's like, "Congratulations, I think?" And he's like, "Yeah." Oh my god. Oh no, wait, it's not Mother's Basement. but I think they made fun of him too.
Holding ideas.
Not folding ideas. What's his name? He should be on my feed. One sec, I'll figure it out. I'll figure out who it was. Where is this guy? He's the one who has 2D images of himself on the side when he talks about stuff. He has a PNG tube, basically, of himself. If only I could remember. I'll know his video when I see it, if it pops up on the feed again. I'm not gonna find him, am I? Dang it. Curses. Look a little longer and then I'll give up for now. Oh, here he is. Saberspark. It's Saberspark. He was very excited that he was in it. He had a good laugh about how absolutely juvenile and petty that was, that they thought that would make the people who were like, this show makes no sense, its quality is really bad, these designs are bad, these character personalities are absolute garbage, what is this even about?
Look, just because it's not Pixar doesn't mean it's not art.
It doesn't help that the monkeys are already ugly as hell to begin with. So, the animation style's not very good. And they've got, like, they like completely redid the premise in the second one because of how much everybody hated it. They even changed a character's accent because he was a horrible racist stereotype with a really bad racist accent. But then later in the episode, they showed him standing in front of a mirror talking to himself to get rid of his accent because you can't have people hate you on the internet or some crap. I don't know. It's so stupid and petty. So bad. I think it's called the Bored Ape Family, something like that. Some nonsense name.
Yes.
And I think that's the one they were talking about, because I don't know that anybody else was making an ape NFT cartoon. That got stolen. So I guess somebody else has the rights to that, like, fucking garbage fire now. And because it's not, you know, it's the lawless internet, they can't get it back. An NFT cartoon, man, and I thought it was dumb they were making NFT video games. Yeah. It's really bad, too. Like I was saying, it's really bad. If you look at if you like watching reviews and stuff, I do recommend Saberspark, because his review is pretty good. And he takes their being nasty, petty assholes in stride. I think he actually kind of pulls a, Oh, I'm so bad with names. I wish I could remember them all much easier. Who are those two infamous reviewers? One of them's passed away by now. They made fun of them on The Muppets.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There's two famous movie critics. Siskel and Ebert. There we go. I have no time. I am still on the Jersey Devil YouTube video. That one's a long one, I know. Thank you for watching the whole thing. But Siskel and Ebert, I think he pulled a Siskel and Ebert because, and was like, you know, if you're gonna put me in your thing, you know, show something awful happening to me. You know, shoot me out of a cannon, launch me into space or something. Come on. Because that's what they said. That's what Siskel said when, or was it Ebert? I don't remember which one of them it was. It was one of them. Who, when the Godzilla movie came out, the American-made one that took place in New York, there's somebody who's clearly supposed to be them getting stepped on by Godzilla, except that Godzilla's foot gets picked up and pulled away, and they're fine. And they did that because during, the pre-screening or whatever, those guys said that they said that it was bad, and it is. It's the fun kind of bad, I think, but it's bad. And their response was, if you were going to put us in the film to try and humiliate us, why didn't you have the monster eat us? Or when it stepped on us, why didn't we die? You wussed out in getting your petty vengeance. I thought that was very funny.
People who are super into NFTs are inherently uncreative people.
I mean, that's clear. That's become increasingly clear.
I genuinely think that they lack imagination and have replaced it with their cult.
Yeah. I mean, look, just by the process that it works by itself, couldn't you have the whatever code link bullshit if all it is uploading an image somewhere? Why don't you pick an image that you like a photo of your family or something? Commission a nice piece of art.
Yeah, no.
Because you can mass produce the one with the ape critter,
I guess.
Thing.
Yeah, well, I meant like when you sell the link to
mass production.
When you sell the link to somebody, have them attach it to a photo or image that they like, as opposed to making one for them. I meant
because then, never mind.
No, I know it's dumb, stupid, mass-produced
You're
bullshit.
having to commission a specific piece of art that costs money and time. You can't mass produce that.
Well, maybe I'm saying they should just commission people instead, and then they can really be the only owner of that thing.
What I'm telling you is that is the antithesis of what they're doing.
I know!
The goal is not to make beautiful art.
I know! But I feel like the same result could be gained that way. Just pay.
It is the capitalist dream. You can't make money if you pay people, so don't.
Ferb says non-fungible family photo. Don't steal my family, angry face.
True. It's I copywrote it with my NFT.
Yeah. I mean, if it was a photo from your phone, it would be the only one of its kind in existence.
Yeah, that is genuine fungibility, not fungibility.
Mm-hmm. Ah, but then how would you trade it? By using the cut option when you transfer it from one file to another, instead of copy. Oh my god. The absurd things that wealthy people are willing to do to get more wealth or maintain the wealth they already possess is fucking baffling.
I mean, it makes sense from the perspective of you're duping people into giving you money.
Yeah, I know, it's a pyramid scheme, but it's all of the wealthy people who are super happy that they have bought into this pyramid scheme that is blowing my mind. That they're all like, yeah, it's not a scam. And I'm like...
Can I just say that it is utterly fascinating to me that So, I don't have a lot of evidence to back this up, but I don't know if you've picked up on this vibe, but have you picked up on the vibe that MLMs are gendered? Like, people associate MLMs with women.
Yes.
A lot of the time. Like,
yes,
because you have stuff like Mary Kate, you have like Tupperware, like that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And so, but the funny thing is like none of those are as large and as damaging as NFTs.
Yeah. So the NFT is the dude bro MLM, is what you're saying.
Yes, absolutely. It is the dude bro MLM. Because the whole reason that all of these like big crypto and crypto bros and NFT guys were trying to get more and more people on board is because that way they would have more people putting money into this largely
scam.
worthless concept. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, because the
when a
only way it
person-
works is to do insider trading until you trick an outside person to buy it from you.
Right.
Yeah, so
Wait,
it's a
you guys
scam.
remember how there's a dude who would do, had a plan for like an NFT video game who said he was going to hire me, to go and do the voiceover.
Yep.
Yeah.
Back
None of
in
those come
June.
to fruition.
Yeah. That
Well,
was back in
because
July, so
NFT is
I don't
worthless
know.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's worthless now.
It is.
Either he cashed out or he was financially ruined.
Jesus Christ.
Crypto is a little more like withstanding. It can the crypto market overall can take more punishment, but I think it's just because it's bigger.
There's
It
more
depends on what
bullshit.
Elon Musk. It depends on what Elon Musk says about it.
Yeah. Elon Musk.
Elon Musk is the first person to try and make the stock market version of Jackass.
Okay. The inks are done. Let me make the drawing of him back here bigger. Ferb said, I am now selling my family for 1 billion crypto. Okay. So, here's our Loup Garou, the big version, the big serious version, and the little cutesy version that I will color later this evening and then post online. What do you guys think?
I love the word.
It's cute.
Thank you. All right, let's see what tomorrow is.
Even the big one is kind of cute. He just it looks like you caught him in the middle of doing something. Like he's like, oh hey, I'm baking some cupcakes.
Hey, Corey. Let's see. Here's our list. Tomorrow is the Kappa, which is a Japanese Japanese cryptid / mythological creature. Because people still say they see them today. And they're a turtle frog person with a dish on their head full of water. But we'll talk more about them tomorrow.
Oh, I remember seeing that in public.
Yes. They're in a lot of stuff. Yeah, I know the squonk is so far away. The squonk is... Come back. The squonk is day 30. But we've got the Kappa, the Dover Demon, the Grafton Monster, Loch Ness Monster, the Hodag, the Fresno Nightcrawlers, the Pants, the Bunyip, the Goatman, the Mothman, Bigfoot, Chupacabra, the Tetzelworm, the Snallygaster, the Jackalope, the Paluda, the Wendigo, the Pascagoula River Aliens, who look really funky, the El Reicht, which I probably said wrong. That's the boob chicken. The Ozark Howler, the Enfield Horror, the Umibozu, the Mapingwari, the Hopkinsville Goblins, then the Squonk, and then a brand new cryptid, brand new minted this year, the Bavo Nyatko. I had to include it on the list because we don't often get newly minted cryptids. They're brand new. We have to celebrate. Yep, new cryptid drop. It's a cute little floof ball made of fire and eyes. It's a very, very puffy cotton ball of doom. But yes, I want to thank everybody who came. Both visual and auditory here with me. Thank you for keeping me company, you guys.
Yeah.
At least there's no clowns from 2016 on that list. Yeah, that's true. But those weren't cryptids, they were crimes. So, this is not CRYPTOBER. So they don't get to be on here.
Not
yes.
with that attitude.
No, not with their attitude. Their attitude is not conducive to CRYPTOBER. But anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow, same time, so that we can create ourselves a Kappa. Bye-bye!
Bye-bye.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of my followers over on Patreon and give a special shout out to Jack Fox, Old Monster, Dizarin, and Revolution72. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. I'd also like to give a big thank you to everyone else watching. If you enjoyed the video, let me know with a like and a comment. Be sure to have a look at the other videos on my channel and subscribe so you never miss a new one. Links to my Patreon, Twitch, and all my other socials are in the description below the video. I hope I'll see you next time. Bye bye!